2 years ago, a parent decorated the house for Halloween to surprise the kids. After finishing, they took a quick photo to remember it. Nothing unusual was noticed at the time, and the picture was tucked away on a memory card. Last week, while going through those old files, the parent's wife found something unsettling. In the doorway, a faint figure seemed to be standing. No one else had been home when the photo was taken, which makes the discovery even more chilling. This is Clyde the Clown, a 35-year-old toy given to a man by his friends on Halloween. Soon after he got it, he noticed something unsettling. Clyde would sometimes be found in places no one remembered leaving it, almost as if it moved on its own. To get proof, the man set up a camera. At 3:08 a.m., the footage showed the doll's head shifting. When played at faster speed, the eerie movement looked even more disturbing. Of course, there's always the possibility of it being staged, but something tells me it isn't. What would you do with the doll? At a costume party, a group of friends posed for a Polaroid. Later, when looking at the picture, something unusual stood out. A faint face appeared in the background, someone who wasn't at the party. The strange detail left the person who shared it unsettled. None of it made any sense. In 2016, a Texas homeowner found his backyard gate open and decided to check his security cameras. What he saw was alarming. The footage showed a man dressed in a clown costume, holding a knife, walking around the property. He looked inside the house and tried several doors, attempting to get in. After failing to enter, the clown eventually left. The incident was reported to the police, but no one was caught. The homeowner remains frightened, fearing it will return. They say Halloween night blurs the line between the living and the dead. Whether you believe it or not, this story might make you think twice. While setting up decorations in her yard, a woman had no idea her security camera was capturing something strange. A skull ornament kept shifting on its own, almost as if it were watching her. She only realized later, when replaying the footage, to figure out why the skull never stayed put. Some say it was just uneven ground, others claim it was a staged trick, but believers see it as a sign of something far darker. A group of girls stayed at a hotel in Mexico for Halloween. As they were getting ready, the three of them posed for a photo, but something felt off. Near the bathroom doorway stood a woman-shaped figure, her face distorted and unnatural. The girls insisted no one else was in the room. Was it a witch, a ghost, or a lie? A home security camera in a quiet neighborhood captured something strange. At first, it showed a figure crawling across the lawn, its back bent unnaturally. Then, the figure stood up and continued walking, as if nothing unusual had just happened. What was going on with this person, and why were they moving like that? A homeowner began hearing strange tapping at her window late one night. Nervous but curious, she decided to investigate and started recording. What the footage revealed was chilling. A pale, distorted face pressed against the glass, staring inside. Fortunately, whatever it was never entered, and she made it safely through the night. But was this just some twisted prank, or something far more disturbing? While visiting the Andrew Lowe house in Savannah, 2 photos were taken inside the upstairs nursery. A porcelain doll sat quietly as part of the display. Both shots were captured just moments apart on an iPhone 12 Pro. No flash, no live mode. But when the images were compared later, something unsettling stood out. The doll's face appeared different between them, as if its expression had shifted. Was it just a photographic illusion, or something far more disturbing? In 1976, investigators set up an infrared camera inside the Amityville house. The camera automatically captured dozens of frames, most showing nothing, but one photo stood out. In what looked like an empty hallway, a small boy appeared behind the banister, his eyes glowing. He resembled John Matthew DeFeo, a child killed there in 1974 by his brother Ronald DeFeo Jr. The boy never appeared in another frame. Some say it was a hoax, others believe it is evidence of a spirit trapped in the house where he died. A homeowner had been hearing strange noises overhead, so he installed hidden cameras in the crawl spaces to see what was happening. What he captured was far from what he expected. The cameras revealed their neighbor secretly digging peepholes into the attic, spying on the family below. No one knows who he was truly watching, the adults or the children. Imagine living in your own home, unaware that someone is silently lurking above, watching every move. On Halloween night in 2020, a homeowner wasn't home when they received an alert from their doorbell camera. Someone had rung the doorbell 5 times. What made it even stranger was the doorway camera never picked up anyone walking up to the house. It was as if the visitor had appeared out of nowhere. Later, only a screenshot from the phone remained, since the original video had been deleted from the alarm company's app. But the screenshot made the whole thing even creepier. To this day, the incident remains an eerie mystery. Someone came to the door, but no trace was ever found. While snapping a photo of their child playing in their Halloween decorated garden, this family captured something unsettling. A dark, shadowy figure appeared at the front door. When the image was brightened, the figure became even clearer. Most likely it was just a reflection, combined with a pair of shoes at the doorstep. But what caused the reflection? It doesn't seem to line up with the person taking the photo. She appears to be standing at a different angle. In March 2025, TikTok user Emily Dell had been hearing strange noises outside her door and decided to record. When she checked outside, no one was there. Her follow-up videos showed the same, an empty doorway, yet the noises continued.
Are you there? Let me in! And this is why I can't call the cops, because when I go to look, there's no one there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm not opening the door. There's like no one out there, and like, this is a window. There's no people, but this is a window, and you can't really see out there. And it's hard to see. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
Whatever it was, it left Emily deeply shaken. On October 28, 2018, Ring doorbell footage captured this. A person in a clown costume walking through a quiet neighborhood. The The figure paused near doors, glanced at the camera, and quickly left without any interaction. No official updates were shared, leaving the incident unexplained and unsettling. A woman snapped a mirror selfie in a hospital bathroom after checking that the stalls were empty. Later, she noticed someone in the reflection, leaning out from one of the stalls as if watching her, the same stalls she had just checked. She insists she was alone, yet the photo shows otherwise. Some call it a ghost, others say it's fake. Still, an undeniably creepy picture. A couple was at home when strange noises came from their bedroom.
The door's rattling again, so I'm just going to go and open it. Yeah.
Thinking it was the wind or an animal, the husband went to check.
What the hell?
As he opened the hallway door, he saw a shadowy figure staring at him. He quickly turned on the lights and searched, but the hallway and bathroom were empty.
What the
What was that?
The footage shows a dark human-like shape that even moves. It isn't a coat or a trick of the light, it looks like something real, standing in the dark. In November 2021, security footage from Nikki McMillan's workplace captured something chilling. The shop was quiet, filled with porcelain and glassware neatly locked in cases. No one was nearby when suddenly this happened. A solid photo frame launched itself from a shelf in the hallway. There was nothing behind it, nothing around it, and no reason for it to fall the way it did. This photo was taken 10 years ago at a Halloween party. At first glance, it looked perfectly normal, but when zoomed in, something unsettling appeared. A disturbing face hidden in the frame. The family mentioned that none of the kids were wearing a mask like that, and the uncle who shared the photo had no knowledge of editing or Photoshop. Maybe it was nothing more than a creepy mask, but if so, someone should have noticed it at the time, especially since it seemed to be the only child wearing one. A couple rented a cabin in the woods for a quiet weekend away. The place was simple and peaceful, until they stumbled upon something unsettling.
I opened this door, and there's this thing. Why is that there?
It was probably just a prop, but why was it placed there? Shaken, they shut the door and refused to look again. Still secretly afraid, it might have been a real person hiding inside. A Reddit user and their friends set out on a ghost hunt in Northern Ireland, just days before Halloween. In the middle of a cemetery, they began snapping photos one after another, hoping to capture something unusual. Most of the shots looked completely ordinary, until a few frames revealed something strange. Could it have simply been another person passing through? But if that were the case, surely they would have noticed someone walking around that night. Back in October 2021, Lomar Menz from the channel Paranormal Discovery explored an old house with a friend. As they wandered through the dark halls, strange sounds began to echo around them.
That was probably creaky.
Moments later, their camera light started malfunctioning, and soon they felt certain someone else was inside. The tension spiked when the noises came from the next room.
Oh shit. Someone's here, someone's here, someone's here, someone's here.
Are you serious?
Be quiet. Turn the light off, turn the light off.
Then, they saw it. A figure standing in the other room. Panic set in, and they bolted from the house, only to realize someone was following them.
What? Come on. I'm getting out of here. Follow me right now.
Where is that coming from? Babe!
I don't know.
Someone's running.
Fortunately, it turned out to be someone they knew, pulling off a terrifying prank. A granddaughter was filming her grandmother's birthday when the camera caught something odd. In the background, a dark figure moved quickly across the room. Neither the grandmother nor the granddaughter reacted, as if they didn't see it. Was it just a person? They don't believe so. Late on Halloween night, a man walking home spotted something peeking from behind a wall. As he drew closer, a red-faced figure emerged from the shadows. He assumed it was someone in a costume, which somehow didn't make it any less frightening. He sprinted home, and fortunately, the figure didn't follow. But what were its intentions? There's a prank, or something more sinister? One evening, a family was enjoying a McDonald's meal when the daughter casually recorded her father singing for fun. Then, this happened.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Big Mac McDLT, quarter pounder with some cheese fillet, a fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McNuggets, tasty golden Frenchie fries.
Did you see that? Are you kidding me right now?
The sudden movement shocked everyone. If it wasn't paranormal, what else could explain it? On Halloween night, two friends were walking when they felt like they were being followed. When they turned around, they saw a man far behind them. Feeling suspicious, they snapped a photo and zoomed in, checking to see if they recognized him. That's when they were even more terrified. The person appeared translucent in the photo. And when they looked back again, he had vanished. Was it really a living person? They wondered. A grandmother noticed something strange on her doorbell camera around 3:20 a.m. The footage showed a small white figure darting out the front door before vanishing into the dark. Moments later, a shadowy silhouette appeared, moving in a floating manner. But the grandparents were most disturbed by the door opening on its own, raising fears that someone or something had entered their home. What exactly did the camera capture that night? This house looked like it was going up in flames. Neighbors and passers-by couldn't help but think it was a real fire, and some even considered calling emergency services. Fortunately, it turned out to be nothing more than a Halloween decoration, though an incredibly convincing one. The effect was impressive, but maybe just a little too realistic, blurring the line between festive fun and genuine danger. 3 women were at a bar around Halloween when one took a picture of her 2 friends. But in the photo, a bald head appeared floating behind the woman on the right. There didn't seem to be a body attached, and its eyes were eerily white. The woman confirmed no one had been standing behind them. They had checked the background before the shot. Yet the head appeared in clear detail, leaving the image unexplained. A man was checking his home CCTV late one night while he was adjusting his camera in the yard, unaware of a pale face peering from the bushes. The face stayed perfectly still, even as a car passed, before slipping back into the darkness. When he zoomed in, the face looked more like a mask. He hadn't noticed anything at the time, but was shocked when he saw it on the footage. To this day, he doesn't know what it was doing there, as nothing strange really happened that night. A woman was staying in an Airbnb one night. Upon arriving, she immediately felt an eerie vibe. The house was creepy and old. Then she noticed a terrifying doll. A doll that didn't just have one face, but three. Each turn of its head revealed a new expression: smiling, crying, or sleeping. She couldn't shake the thought, what if it turned its head when she wasn't watching? The next morning, she was too scared to find out if it had changed expression. She decided not to look at it and leave. In August 2019, residents of San Antonio, Texas, were left unsettled after a strange visitor appeared on Ring surveillance footage.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Smell my feet. My feet blue flat. Falling from the cinema. It's a sea life. Lucky truck.
A man in a clown mask was caught walking up to homes in broad daylight, lingering on doorsteps as if trick-or-treating, months away from Halloween. The homeowner wasn't around when the footage was captured, but once shared, it spread quickly through local groups. The clown's intentions were never clear, and that uncertainty became the most frightening part. A Reddit user once found a picture on her family's desktop computer dated the 28th of September 2016. It showed the greenhouse she grew up in, the one they left behind at the end of 2017 to escape abuse and her father's drug use. But the photo was strange. They don't remember owning a cloak, didn't have security cameras, and every picture had to be uploaded manually from an SD card or a phone. None of them remembered taking it. None of them even knew it existed until she opened it. Her family still swears they don't know where it came from, but the image remains on that computer, unexplained, and it still unsettles them to this day. And for more Halloween videos, watch this next one.